Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 909 Gaming. I want to do a video for The Walking Dead Road to Survival, and this is called Supply Depot Exchange. So what I want to do is do a daily or every couple day video series and do it like New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ because some of the servers are going to be a little bit different with items. So I want to show you the Supply Depot, what items are available, and talk about the exchange rate and the logic sort of behind some of these items and some of these prices. So here you can see a little bit of the snapshot. Also want to show you a little bit of a method to convert supply points into real life currency. So here's an alpenstock. For those of you guys that don't know what alpenstock is, I had to Google it. It is a stick used by mountain climbers or a walking stick used by shepherds. So yeah, that's an alpenstock in case you're curious. Costs you 750 supply points. So you can see that is available. Also, you got a gear pack available. You have a chance to get, some things that basically you could farm in 12.4. So 630 supply points. And what I really love is how some of these are really odd amounts. So if they're odd amounts, it's hard to put your finger on and get an exchange rate. But I'm going to click on a few of these and tell you a little bit of the logic behind some of these. Here's Dr. Stevens. So Dr. Stevens, if you wanted a really good 3-star, which I would say he is a good 3-star character, he's on sale for only 580 supply points. Now if I sell a Dr. Stevens, I'll get 130 supply points. So I basically have to sell about 4.5 Dr. Stevenses in order to afford a Dr. Stevens. So that exchange rate isn't completely horrible for a 3-star if you think about it. It's probably one of the lower exchange rates in the game. But you'll see one thing that does concern me a little bit is going to be the exchange rate for Shane. Because Shane, a 4-star character, is going to cost you 12,000 supply points. So the reason I have a problem with this is because I think 2 days ago, and that's why I want to do a daily stock exchange for you guys, there's another 4-star character. I don't remember which one it is because I don't go to Supply Depot a lot. It was about 4,000. So what this is telling me is that Scopely is just going to randomly put amounts on characters based on rarity. So you may say, duh, but that's a little bit eye-opening for me. And the reason that is because you can see the exchange rate here for a 4-star. I get 390, but then how many 4-stars do I have to trade in to get a 4-star? So it just ramps up from there. There's a couple things that are really wacky as well too, like this trainer up here for 21,000. That's a joke. You're saying that's one of the second most prestigious items in the game, and I get it. I know it gives you a level up, and it also gives you a guaranteed AR. But here's Bert. Let's go back to Bert. So Bert, a 2-star, 250 supply points. You could have farmed a roadmap mission a couple days ago and just put on auto attack and gotten a free one. So I don't know anybody's going to buy this. If they do, probably a little bit silly because you can feed your survivors and just generate characters. So this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But the 21,000 was a little bit of a jaw opener. Like, okay, so this is a 2-star trainer worth more experience points with a guaranteed adrenaline rush, and that's going to cost me how much? I would be shocked if they even sold one of these. If you bought one of these, I'd probably have you check just to make sure you're sane. And then down at the bottom is the next thing. It's 50,000 supply points. And the first thing you say is, okay, it's a 5-star. Well, I doubt Tyrese is the most sought after 5-star in the game. But let's go back to that Shane philosophy from before. So if a regular 4-star was 4,000, it was on sale, and Shane is 12,000. What do you think one of the best 5-stars in the game is going to be, like a 5-star Rick? You think it's going to be 100,000, 120,000? So this is what scares me about the game, is that this can be manipulated too much, that maybe you save up and you think you finally have enough for a 5-star character, and then the one pops up that you want, and you don't know how much it's going to cost. 60,000, 70,000, 80,000. A lot of questions with this. The next thing I would say is you see down at the bottom where you can refresh it. So let's say you don't want that Tyrese. You can refresh it now for 200 gold. That seems like such a small investment, right? I mean, 200 gold. But what we'll do is let's translate gold into a real life economy. So if you were to buy 330 coins, now granted, you guys might be spending much more, but this is another one that blows my mind with Scopely. It's these odd amounts. It's not like 200 coins or 400 coins or 500 coins. It's 330. So you got to do the math. So 330 coins, you divide that into the 499, then you'll figure out that 200 coins would cost you $3.02. So if you want to refresh down at the bottom, you're going to pay $3. So forget your Big Mac, forget your large Coke, forget whatever you get. You're going to pay $3 in real life cash in order to do that. So I think when you start to look at the economy and break it down, it's going to be a little bit more eye-opening. Instead of just hitting these buttons and say, skip, 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 how much money did I spend? Oh my God, I just spent $6, I just spent $9. Pretty costly expense for me. So this is some of the issues with the Supply Depot. This is called Supply Depot Exchange 12/7/2015. Stay tuned for more Supply Depot videos, and we'll look at some more of the silliness, or maybe even catch a bargain every once in a while. My name's Killshot. Peace.